whether it be playing hopefully a bit in the forward line as well at half forward or something like that. Basically just in positions where it's a bit more of a license to play, more of a natural game rather than sort of having a role. I mean, you've still got defensive aspects to your game when you're playing attacking roles, obviously, but it just means that you've got more of a license to...
Has Craigie's training changed at all? There was thoughts that perhaps some of the senior players had a discussion with Craigie about pulling back and spending more time on recovery. Has it changed a great deal, Nathan, or not?
To some extent it has. I think the general basis of our training hasn't changed too much since I've been there, and that's when pretty much Craigie started. I think what has happened though is that the playing groups had more of an input into how training's going to be run, and if I guess every morning we have to go into the club and log onto a server on the computer and put down how we're feeling, if we've got any soreness, any comments on the training program, and that gets looked at every morning before training. If there's trends in the way the group's feeling, then I think the coaching staff are getting better and better at monitoring that and altering training accordingly, because otherwise if the group's completely flat, we're not really going to get as much out of the sessions what we should have in comparison to doing a recovery and then cracking in again the next day and sort of going flat out. So I think it's pretty good the way that the coaching group's able to listen to the players. It wouldn't be an easy thing for them to do.
How honest would the guys be with their feedback? I mean, how the guy really want to say stuff when... Yeah, well... Did you want to admit it?
Yeah, no, it's... well, sometimes they do, guys sort of, when you're pretty tired, you want to let the coaching staff know that you're tired, but I mean... When you're asked to say how you feel, is it it's a rating system. We go from like 5 to 10 or 1 to 1. So we go through how you slept last night, you slept well, you slept very poorly. I guess how you found training yesterday, was it very hard, average, easy? Muscle soreness, specific spots where you saw, and then you've got a comment section down the bottom where you can write, I guess.
So then they collate that and they'll get a mean for it. Overall, so the overall group was training hard, and they all put 5. So they get or they didn't sleep well. Yeah. The trend is obvious.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
That feedback thing is really interesting. The use of the GPS, the global positioning satellites, to trace your movement and the intensity of your movement. Port Adelaide seem to have grabbed a bit of an initiative there, but Crows have been doing it a lot as well. Has your use of the GPS systems changed over this summer?
We've been using a different unit this year. I'm not sure exactly how different it is from last year. I know it's real-time systems, so they actually log onto a computer and see exactly how you're going at that point in time. So that's pretty, I guess, that's taken it to a whole new level. I'm not sure if we're going to be using that on game day yet, but I think that's what we'd look to be using it for in the future. You can sit down and the coaching staff can see, I guess, what your heart rate's doing, how much you've been running in that quarter, because I mean, sometimes you can actually, you can run on the field for 5 minutes, you can be absolutely rooted. Otherwise, you can sort of go on for 10 minutes and just jog around and you'll be all right. So I guess if they can sort of look at that and say, well, look, Tomo's tired, drag him off and get someone else on fresh legs. So
and they tell that by the heart rate, how quickly his heart rate comes down.
Well, yeah, I think so. And if it's been in a certain zone, like if we've got zones sort of E1 to E2.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Zones.
It is, but it's a natural extension.
Trend,
but that leads, I think, to more of a moral question about whether they should be allowed to wear the GPS systems during a game. And you see some guys with them, they're little blue things you see sticking out the back of guys' necks. Now, I've always been a bit uneasy about them having to wear them in a game. It's something it's intrusive.
But they wouldn't be dangerous, though, would they?
Well, it could be dangerous. A guy falls on his neck, or we haven't had any incidents with them yet. But how do you feel about wearing them in a game?
Well, I actually had to wear one every game last year, and they're pretty. I mean, at first they're pretty uncomfortable, but you soon get used to them. You don't notice they're on your back once you get out there. And as for, they're really lightweight. This year they're just an orange vest, so they'll be orange this year, and they've got a heart rate monitor included in them.
Orange, it's such a light vest, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like a rash vest, like just like a little wetsuit top that sits over you. I guess it looks like a little bra really that the boys will be wearing this year, so it could be quite embarrassing.
It's another layer, though, layer to trap the heat, though. Is that a problem?
Oh, yes, it could be, yeah. But
give me the moral issue of being able to measure these guys' things during a game.
Yeah, I guess
with artificial means.
Yeah, I guess that's the way the game's heading. I mean, everyone's trying to get an edge, and I guess until there's a
you're sitting on the fence here.
Well, I reckon it's all right. I reckon why not? If it's out there to do it. then use it.
If you don't do it, they will.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to get every little edge you can until rules made you can't.
But if there's a law against it in the AFL, you can't use it.
Yeah, well,
Would the game suffer? Is the game better because of it, Nathan?
Well, obviously gives the coaches...
Yes, I think it is, yes.
Yeah. Well, it'd have to be, surely, otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Why is it better?
Well, because it gives the coach more information.
Well, from my observation of it, what it will do is increase the number of rotations off your bench. That's the best way it's used, isn't it? He looks tired, take him off. His readings say he's tired, take him off. Yep. So you've got fitter, fresher guys out there, but some people are saying within the AFL that's detracting from the game. So we've got a maximum number.
I actually don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, because nowadays teams are making their own changes based. I mean, some guys have license to change when they want to change, and you know yourself when you're too tired to keep going for another few minutes. So you go and make your change with your midfielder that you're meant to change with. So from that regard, I mean. I don't think I'd ever sit there and want to find out what my heart rate was if I came off at the right time or not, but I guess that's sort of where it's heading, so no doubt get explored down that path. And as I said, we're not using it, I don't think, down that way at this stage, but we'll sort of soon find out if any other teams are.
Good luck Saturday. Yeah. It's an experience for everybody, and good luck, and I hope it's a wonderful year for Nathan. Let's hope the Crows can prove some of the Creek, particularly Victoria, wrong, that most have written the Crows off, so let's hope we can turn that around and put them on the right track again.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Thanks for that, guys.
Good luck, Nathan.
Nathan Van Berlo from the Crows. He's been to Dubai checking out whether he should actually change his uni degree to an engineering course to...
accommodate all the buildings.
One of those
constructions that are going
very impressive young men who are playing AFL footy. Nathan Van Berlo, I guess.
That was a podcast from the 5AA Sports Show on 1395 Adelaide's 5AA.